everybody. My name is Chally, or as many of you might know, Challenger Girl 9 on Twitter. Myself and my other two amazing hosts, Sparks and Moss, who will be introducing themselves in just a minute, would like to welcome you to the 2021 first ever Icon Online Cosplay Contest. We are so stoked to have you guys here. As many of you guys know, I've worked on several cosplays before, including my well-known G1 Ratchet rig. You guys may have seen it making its rounds during the summertime when I wore the rig and held a sign that said, "Stay home, doctor's orders." Anyway, enough about me. Let's go to my other two awesome hosts.
Hello everyone, I go by Sparks Splitter, but most people call me Sparks. We have so many amazing cosplays today to show you, and I'm so happy people step forward to share them not just with us, but with you out there too. I myself have been wearing Transformers themed cosplays for years now, with Swindle here being my personal favorite, mostly for ease of use. I mean, look at these big old optics, I can see everything. I have an extensive con and cosplay competition background, but more than anything, I love seeing others express their love of character and tell us their tales of blood, sweat, and tears that go into creating a cosplay. Cosplay is about passion. Cosplay is about making friends. Cosplay is about enjoyment. But that's enough about me and my thoughts. Let's meet our last judge.
Hi everyone, welcome to Icon Online. My name is Moss. I'm frequently known as FragRaptor on Twitter, or as that one Retgar cosplayer. Many of you may have seen my numerous bot costumes floating around from various conventions in the past, including Prime and G1 Starscream, More Than Meets the Eye Chrome Dome, TFA Retgar, and hopefully many more in the future. Thanks to all of you who are joining us for the costume contest. While it is a contest, I want to take a moment to remind everyone that cosplay is not about competition, but rather about a love for the craft and community. While we will be judging these costumes and giving awards for different placement tiers, we want to remind every single one of you who participated that your work is incredible, and that you should be proud of your creation regardless of your skill level or experience. You don't have to be a master craftsman to cosplay. As long as you're creating and supporting one another, that's the part that matters. Now with that in mind, let's get on with the event.
And we're going to start out this cosplay contest with the rigs. We have Spectre as Swindle from Transformers Generation 1. I really love Swindle. This is a fun cosplay.
Swindle here is one of my personal favorite Transformers. This particular rig is built entirely out of EVA foam, taking 54 hours to complete, and I am digging that G1 style paint job on the chest.
Yeah, the color blocking on the windshield really does add the extra level of depth to this build. That combined with the headlights really does bring this whole costume to life in a totally unique way.
Next up, we have a fairly well-known cosplay in the Transformers community, Rachel Cook as Knockout from Transformers Prime.
Knockout was built over the course of 6 months. He's made mostly out of craft foam and was sealed through an 8-level treatment process. Coming in at 7 feet tall, Knockout comes with multiple accessories and really shines bright with L wire and L tape.
So much went into this build. It must be crazy to see this rig walking around in person, especially since it has a speaker set up to play Knockout's actual lines from the show.
And now we have a cosplay that was just entering for fun, and not the competition. It's Allie with her amazing rat trap from Beast Wars.
I have to say, this is the shiniest rat I've ever seen. I never knew a rat could have such an excellent paint job.
You really don't see enough Beast Wars cosplay out there, and probably for good reason, considering how much harder it is to make organic armor shapes. Kudos to Allie for creating such smooth curves and contours.
Yeah, definitely. I really, really love this cosplay. All right, and we've got a special one, a really special cosplay next. It's Rumble, or maybe it's Frenzy from G1 Transformers.
Our youngest cosplayer to enter, Rumble here is made of some pretty creative resources: diaper boxes, Gorilla Tape, and paint. Took them about a week, and I can't wait to see what we might see from this young cosplayer in the future.
And this kid knows showmanship. You can tell that they're having a blast in this costume, which is exactly what cosplay is all about. Keep rock and rolling, Rumble.
Me, Grimlock, kick butt! That's right, our next rig is Raven, cosplaying as, you guessed it, Grimlock from IDW, More Than Meets the Eye, and Lost Light. This cosplay was built out of EVA foam. Once it was built, it was then sprayed with Plasti Dip and spray paint. It's even coated with a slow brightening fade effect for the LEDs built in as finishing touches.
My personal favorite touch is the tiny dinosaur arms on the back.
Pictures really don't do the LED work justice for this rig. The way that they light up is like that of a pulsing lava pool, definitely aiding in the fierceness of this fire-breathing Dinobot.
And here we have Tony as a transforming Optimus Prime with a trailer. Now, I don't know about you guys, but any Transformers costume that can actually transform is pretty darn impressive to me.
In true Transformers fashion, this costume has changed and evolved over time, getting upgraded with additional functions like lights, a personal license plate, and other fun touches.
You wouldn't know it by looking at it, but this thing is made primarily out of duct tape and cardboard, which Tony did an outstanding job working with. It just goes to show that you can still make something absolutely incredible even without spending a fortune on what many consider to be top-tier materials. Cosplay is for everyone, and Tony here is living proof.
And here we have Death Comes For You cosplaying as Sunstreaker with a mixed G1 and IDW design, also featuring Bob. I gotta say, Sunny is sure looking shiny here. He's made out of flute plastic, galvanized steel wire, and cardstock, plus various pieces of foam.
I personally enjoy seeing Bob with his handmade baby carrier. It's a very cute touch to the costume. I would also recommend checking out the amazing movement possible in this rig on YouTube.
This is my first time seeing this method used for a rig before, and I've got to say, this is one of the most inventive and unique methods I've seen in a long time. Death Comes For You did a great job utilizing it to its full potential. I'm definitely going to be looking into using it myself in the future.
Jet as Ravage from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. First off, I need to say, having made a quad suit myself in the past, a quad suit being a rig that you walk on fours with the use of arm extensions, this is no easy task to begin with, let alone producing a Bayformer level of detail.
What I'm most impressed with are those teeth. There's 86 of those chompers, and each and every one of them were hand carved. And can we also mention how soft he looks? I really want to pet him.
On that note, can we talk about the fact that this thing is made using minky fabric? That takes a skilled hand to work with, and certainly isn't a beginner's choice. The art of sewing and fabric pattern making is just as difficult to master as any armor smithing, so this one is hugely worthy of a round of applause.
Introducing Lunatron cosplaying as Override from Transformers Animated, our only other transforming entry.
Yeah, another rig that can transform. You guys will see it on the next slide. But these are really impressive, and I'm really digging those red tires on this cosplay. They're so nice, and were cast out of resin.
This one stands out to me as one of our few submissions that mentioned using primarily thermoplastics for the entire build, Wonderflex to be specific. There are a lot of advanced and professional methods put to work on this one, and it shows.
Next up is Zelly cosplaying Minerva from Transformers Master Force. With bold colors and adorable face, Minerva is easily capturing hearts.
Minerva is built out of EVA foam, fabric overlay, and Warbler. I also believe that this is one of the only Minerva rigs out there.
This whole costume utilizes bits and pieces of almost every mech costume method I know of, which really goes to show how diverse Zelly's skill set is. The costume itself is cute as a button, too. There's a whole lot of personality bundled up in this one.
And now we have, and I do apologize if I pronounce this wrong, Arches 7 as Lockdown from the Transformers movie Age of Extinction. So let me show you guys this. The first thought that came to my mind when I saw this rig was, wow, that's freaking Lockdown. That legit looks like Lockdown just jumped right out of the movie and shrunk himself. This costume legit has every nook, cranny, and detail straight from the character in the movies. It's honestly astonishing. I really can't get over all of the details.
This is one mech I don't want to turn around and find standing behind me. When it comes to Lockdown's intimidating aura, Arches has certainly nailed it. Let's hope none of us end up on his bounty list. Luckily, looks alone can't kill because those optics are piercing.
I honestly didn't believe that this thing was a costume when I first saw it. The level of detail is beyond insane, especially in the face. I don't think I've ever seen a more elaborately designed rig in my entire life. It's almost as though the more you look, the more you find. And it's crazy to think that it was made primarily out of upcycled scrap bits of plastic and metal. But doesn't that technically make him a Junkion now? Up next is Trish K as Optimus Prime from Generation 1. This is yet another costume that proves that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to build something incredible. It really embodies the aesthetic of the G1 cartoon. Using a Nerf gun as the base of the gun prop was a super clever idea too, especially since it can still shoot Nerf darts. I can't be the only one who would love to see Optimus and Megatron get into a Nerf war.
I definitely would love to see that happen, Frag. But fun fact with this cosplay, it's made out of all sorts of different things. Did you know that it's got soda cans and even straws as part of it? I absolutely love those light up optics as well, and how bright the cosplay is. Very G1.
The color matching to the G1 style is really nice on this rig, and I'm really digging that old school Windows style that matched the cartoons. The detailing of the soot on the end of the smokestacks is really nice as well. Next up is Ratchet from the original 1984 Transformers cartoons, as portrayed by Merwin 1066. Did anyone call for a medic?
Hey, look! It's my favorite character! Good old Doc. He looks so comfortable to wear as a cosplay. That chest and the shoulder pieces look so mobile, and the lower legs pieces look easy to walk in. Major props! That's tough to do with blockier characters like Ratchet. I would know with my Ratchet rig.
Sometimes it's the prop that makes the whole costume come together. That wrench adds so much of a personality boost to this rig. Thanks to that gentle medic smile, though, I don't think he'll be bonking any spunky rookie bots over the head anytime soon.
I would like to introduce you to the newest Autobot on the block. Autobot Twilight Sparkle. This cosplay isn't getting judged. Mayor Wynn just wanted to show it off.
Who doesn't love a good crossover, especially after reading the new My Little Pony Transformers comic? Following them is a more unique type of costume. Introducing Euro, cosplaying as Nox the Dutch Angel Dragon, which is based on Knockout from Transformers Prime. To those who aren't familiar with furry culture, a Dutch Angel Dragon is essentially a hybrid between a horse and a dragon, with bird wings instead of bat wings. Anthropomorphized, of course. Now, I love a good character-themed fursuit. One look at this thing and I immediately recognized who it was based on. A tremendous amount of skill goes into making these things, and Euro really proved that with so much detail in this one. Those gold accents were exactly what this one needed to fully capture the look of Knockout.
Yeah, for sure. I love the face and design. There's so many beautiful details in this cosplay. It's really super duper creative.
As a fellow furry and suit maker myself, this is a very complicated suit with a lot of intricate designs. Faux fur is a difficult material to work with, let alone doing such intricate markings like the ones on the arms. It's easy to see the love and dedication to the character expressed here. I adore the touch of sparkle fur added for that little extra flair. Also made by Euro, Jin as Fur Soundwave from Transformers Prime. Another fantastic themed fursuit. Those hollow touches on the wing and tail mimic biolights are so stunning.
These colors are super accurate to Transformers Prime Soundwave. I love everything about this.
My absolute favorite part about this suit is what appears to be the subtle reference of Laserbeak in the tail feathers. Now that's devotion to character. The whiskers on the muzzle used to symbolize Soundwave's tentacle arms are also a brilliant artistic interpretation.
And that's it for the rigs, so now we're going to move on to the Humanformers.
First of the Humanformers is Jet Icy as Bumblebee from Transformers Prime. My first reaction to this cosplay was how damn cute it was. A lovely mix of foamwork and clothing for this one.
The wings are adorable, and the helmet is nicely built. A fun Humanformer.
I love how much personality shows in this costume. The bomber jacket was such a good touch, and it definitely captures Beast's sporty type personality. Up next is Sen as Transformers Prime Lord Starscream. It breaks my heart to not see a full body picture of this one. Still, the character was instantly recognizable thanks to that wig design. My compliments towards that fierce smoky eye makeup and the curved brow.
I'm also really digging those claws that they built, and the makeup is perfect.
And the contacts here are a really nice touch, very piercing and intimidating as a seeker should be.
And we have Joe Brunner as Chrome Dome's holoform from the IDW comics. I mean, when you look at this cosplay, and then you look at Chrome Dome's actual holo from the comics, that's him! That's definitely Chrome Dome!
This is one of my favorite ships in the comic. I'm so happy to see such a nice chromedome with a tiny rewind to boot.
Not gonna lie, that tiny rewind in his pocket is what won me over with this one. It's those little affectionate details that can really bring a costume together. Up next is Chally Knitram, cosplaying Human Knockout from Transformers Prime. Charlie's styling of the wig into the shape of Knockout's helm is deserving of praise here. Wigs are not for the faint of heart, and they did a great job on this one.
Loved the beard painted on Charlie's chin, and this outfit was put together really nicely.
Speaking of outfit, this is very fancy, just as I'd imagine Knockout to be. I'm a personal sucker for a tailcoat and vest, very high end. Next up, we have a humanized version of Coronation Starscream from the G1 movie by Anna. Let me say this completely blew me away, having been grafted from scratch. The fabric choices are fantastic, going as far as to do actual boning and piping in the corset. The applique for the shoulders is the cleanest I've ever seen, even down to the small chain on the front of the corset to mimic the segments of a seeker cockpit.
This cosplay is just gorgeous. There are so many precious details in it. It's honestly perfect. The colors, the crown, the cape, the phenomenal corset. What a fantastic human former.
It's hard to know where to even start with this costume. Virtually every last bit of it was made by hand from start to finish. Not only is the entire design gorgeous as is, but to painstakingly craft an entire corset like that with the boning and all from the ground up, now that's dedication to a craft.
We also have Patch as Perceptor from the IDW comics. Can I just say that the picture of Patch looking into the little bottle is so like Perceptor? Perfect scientist nature. This cosplay is such a gem. 100% looks like Perceptor.
The colors here are spot on for Percy. Even at a glance, the bot is recognizable. The accessories on the hip are a nice touch too.
Patch did an amazing job upcycling and altering the clothing that they used to assemble this look. There's a lot of hand sewing that went into this one, which I can greatly appreciate. Moving along to Goose, cosplaying as her rendition of Blitzwing from G1. Something we really haven't talked about much yet has been posing for pictures with these costumes. I adored the pose that Goose chose for this one. There's just something about it that's so good. Maybe it's because it really emphasizes that the gun is nearly as long as they are tall. A+ composition.
Yeah, for sure. And can I just say, I really want those purple boots. They are the most adorable things ever. And I just also want to say, too, that Goosey is submitting this cosplay for fun. It's not being judged, but I mean, we encourage people to submit cosplays for fun as well, even if they weren't being judged. I love this cosplay. It really is cute.
Yeah, it definitely gives off that military vibe that Blitzwing gives off here. The helmet is a great touch.
And here we have Blastoff G1 cosplaying, as well, you guessed it, Blastoff, the Combaticon from IDW's Till All Are One comic, with a little bit of G1 influence as well. I really enjoyed seeing this cosplay and learning about how it was made. That gun is really impressive. It was modified from a Wonder Woman gun, with all of these new additions like extra foam for levers and latches, a new paint job and piping put on to create a longer barrel. Smart.
I personally really enjoyed all the posing, attitude, and props for this one. I could recognize Blastoff right away. A lot of thought was given to bringing the mech into the human form while still keeping the look of the mech.
This costume is a really great fusion of handmade versus store-bought assembly. Using paintball gear as the base for the tactical armor was a very clever choice, and when combined with that EVA foam helmet that they made, it immediately embodied the character of Blastoff. Great work! Following that is Oreo, cosplaying as Starscream from G1. I love Oreo's interpretation of armor to outfit for this one. It feels exactly like the kind of fashion Starscream would wear, right down to the spiked shoulder pads. I never would have considered doing a double bun hairstyle for a human version of Starscream, but after seeing this, I am sold.
Yeah, the first thing that caught my eyes were the rhinestones on the wings. I love those rhinestones. It really matches up with the pretty face jewels.
I personally love seeing more formal attire interpretations. As I've said before, I'm a sucker for fancy attire. The clothing colors are great for Star, even the orange and black tie to mimic the cockpit of the Seeker, not to mention the extra flare of the face jewels around the eyes. Mirrorwind Ted 66 is back with the triple threat cosplaying holoform Ratchet from the IDW comic Infiltration Number 2, entering for fun. Watch out for that wrench.
I can never get enough of Ratchet. Always nice to see somebody else who shares the same amount of love towards Ratchet as I do. I really, really like this cosplay. The tiny Autobot symbols on the shoulders are just such a great touch.
As I mentioned before, it's really the little details that can bring a whole costume together. To me, it's the name tag on this one that's one of the best parts. It really sells the authenticity of it.
And that's it. That is all of our amazingly talented contestants for this cosplay contest. So now we're finally at the winners, and we are going to start with the rigs. First place, we have Arches7 as Lockdown.
Second place, we have Jet as Ravage.
And third place, we have Raven as Grimlock.
And that is our rigs. Congratulations, everybody. Now we're going to give away the Humanformers. First place is Anna as Starscream.
Second place, we have Patch as Perceptor.
And third place, we have Blastoff as Blastoff.
We also have 3 Judges' Choice Awards, starting with Judges' Choice number 1, Euro as Nox the Dutch Angel Dragon.
Judge's Choice number 2, Rachel Cook as Knockout.
And Judge's Choice number 3, appropriately named the Rumble Award.
And that's it, everybody. This contest was a lot of fun. We got so many amazing cosplays. It was honestly really, really hard to judge everybody. I just want to let you all know that every single one of you did a fantastic job, and you should all be extremely proud of yourselves. So seriously, good job, guys. Give yourselves a huge round of applause and a pat on the back. You deserve it. It's been an absolute honor seeing all of you enter into this contest and allowing us to judge your hard work. Thank you so much again.
I truly love seeing all of these cosplays, most of which are ones I've never seen before. It was a delight being able to see all of the effort and passion for such beloved characters expressed in physical form. I really do hope I get to see these in person someday so I can tell you all face to face how great they are.
This was a fierce competition, and it really was difficult to judge between all of the incredible submissions. As a reminder, though, if you didn't place, that doesn't mean that your costume isn't deserving of praise. Each and every person who submitted to be a part of this event is overflowing with talent and skill, and you all deserve recognition for the effort you put in. Competition is not what cosplay is all about, but rather the freedom of expression, art, and love for a character. If you'd like to learn more about how to cosplay, we're actually hosting an Intro to Cosplay panel tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a live Q&A at the end for all of your cosplay questions, too, so be sure to join then.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much again for watching. Enjoy the rest of the con.